I'm sure some people lately have got a surprise shock when looking at the electricity statements here in Australia. So, what I'm going to explain today is what is known as demand pricing. So, what demand pricing is it's about how much you're drawing from the grid at those peak times. So, those peak times vary between states, but they're typically between 3 p.m. and 9 p.m. on weekdays, maybe weekends, but I definitely know it's weekdays. And what this demand pricing does, or why it was created, was to try and discourage people from using a lot of electricity when the grid is under demand or a lot of people are doing a lot of things at once. Personally believe, bit of a skeptic, that that's what they say, but at the end of the day, they're getting a lot more money and a lot more revenue from this demand pricing. So let me give you an example of how this demand pricing works. As I mentioned, it's not only time, it's how much you're drawing. So let's just say it's a summer's afternoon, going gangbusters at home, you've got the aircon on, you're busy cooking dinner, someone's having a bath, so they're using the hot water, and all of that's going on at once. Got the music going, happy days, and this is drawing 20 kilowatts from the grid. So yes, that is a lot, but this is just an example. So for that one day or a sustained period of time, let's just say an hour or two, you were drawing 20 kilowatts from the grid. So what they do with this demand pricing is they say, okay, your peak demand that you drew was 20 kilowatts. And for a simple example, let's just say the price for the demand electricity was 30 cents. So what they do is they take the 20 kilowatt hours, that's 20 times 30 equals $6. So that's what you used for the day was $6. But then what they do, well, some electricity providers then do, is they take that peak demand and they multiply it over the whole month. So again, just to make it easy to understand, let's say there's 30 days in the month. So what they then do is they take that $6, multiply it by 30, comes up to $180. So that means for that one day, the peak of 20 was $180 worth of electricity that you used. Now, to be fair, there could be other days when you're using, say, peak demand of 10 kilowatts. But if you only had one day of 20 for the whole month, you get penalized for the whole month, which I personally think is not great. So if your peak demand was only 10 kilowatts, you would only pay $90. But just remember that this demand pricing is on top of what you're already paying for the peak. So in that example for that day, you would have been paying your peak price for the 20 kilowatts, plus you're paying the demand pricing for the rest of the month. So that's where I think a lot of people get this bull shock where it is, wow, why is this so expensive? And you'll see different line items for the peak usage and this demand usage. So in future posts, I'm going to go more into how you can try and navigate around this and ways to potentially offset this demand pricing cost. But if you have seen this in your bill, didn't understand, or think like me, something smells a bit fishy here, please leave them in the comment section, or any suggestions or ideas how to overcome this. I'll really be interested to hear. So thanks for watching.